Hey, this is Luke Simons with Salt Strong. Today we're going to do another mono versus braid. This is casting distance. We have this rod with braid. This is 10-pound braid against a 10-pound mono. We have these two lines are the only variable. We have the same rod, same reel, same lure, and for the lure we're using a little weight. This is a 3/16 ounce weight. We did this before with a half ouncer. And a lot of people mention that that heavy weight is just pushing the line through and it's a little bit unfair. So the first test, braid won, and it was by about a 7% margin. So we're gonna do two things differently. We're gonna have, again, the lighter weight compared to before, and also we're gonna have the lines wet. Last time we had dry lines. Some people said that the dryness might favor the braid versus the mono. I don't believe it's gonna be much of a difference, but anyhow, we're gonna test it. And the fact that it's lighter, a lot of people said that the lighter weight should be a benefit to the braid, and I do agree with that. So anyhow, we're gonna do the test again. We're gonna cast down this beach, do 10 casts each, and we have these little flags down here, so we're gonna mark the locations on where they land, and then we're gonna measure it with this little yellow measuring tool, just to see, again, what the distances are, and then compare the mono versus the braid, where the average mono went compared to where the average braid went, and we'll report to you the findings. All right, so the first test, we're gonna do 5 casts of the mono, and I'm gonna cast it down this beach. I'm gonna have it where it lands on the beach while the line falls into the water. That way, the line remains wet, just like it naturally would while we're actually fishing, whereas the weight can be on the land where we can easily stick a flag in it. So anyhow, I've got a line drawn here. I'm just gonna line up and start casting. So we just did 5 tests with the mono. Now I'm switching over to the braid, and we're gonna sling the 5 other ones down there. We were using the pink flags to represent the mono, and now we're gonna switch over to the gray flags to represent the braid, and we'll be able to measure, again, to see which one casts further. All right, so we just did the first 5 casts for both lines. We have the flags out there, and right now braid is absolutely crushing the mono. And so what I did is I switched the weights around just to make sure that there wasn't a little small difference in the actual weight of the weight, and just to make sure that's not the factor. So I'm gonna do it with the new weights, same everything. We just switched the weights. I'm gonna do some more casts just to make sure that those results are accurate, and then I'll show you the exact percentage. It is definitely higher than I was expecting. All right, so we just finished up. I have this we're gonna measure the distance. As you can see here, as we get closer, the braid significantly outcasted the mono. That's a big reason why I think it's really important to use the braided line versus mono with spinning reels. So right now we're at 60 feet, 70, got some puddles to go through, 80 feet, 90. So here's all the mono. And this is a very tight, you can see it's pretty compact. This is at 99 feet, so right at 100, it's 99.8. So this is all basically, so the mono is casting that 3/16 ounce weight, 100 feet, almost exactly. And it's all, all very consistent, which is good to see. And then as we keep going further, we're at 110, 115, 120, 124, 126, so 130, and then in the middle here is 131. So all these grays are, this is where the braid was. So that's 131 feet compared to 100. That's a 30% increase. So this distance, again, it's 30 feet. Doesn't sound like that big of a deal, but 30 feet per cast. If you compare that to, say, a football field, which is 300 feet long, just 30 casts, that's just 10 casts. You're getting an extra football field of coverage. That is a huge difference, and that's a big reason why I switched to braid. All right, so that's the results. I just wanted to share with you the findings. Again, those who talked about mono being close to braid in casting distance, I disagree with that, just based on this test and the prior one, because no matter if the line's wet or not, there's not that big of a deal. Just the fact that braid is just such a thinner diameter and it has less memory, so it has, as it's going out, there's just a lot less wind drag, and it slaps the rod a lot less the combination of those two ensures that Braid will almost always cast longer than mono when put on spinning reel. All else, all other factors, stay the same. We're using the same pound Braid versus the same pound mono. Braid is going to win every time just because the diameter is so much thinner, which enables it just to shoot out cleaner and with less friction. And if you're wondering what type of lines I was using, the Braid was a 10-pound Power Pro, just the normal Power Pro, and the mono was a 10-pound Berkeley Trilene. I'm not affiliated with any line companies; those are just two popular brands. So I thought I'd just use some popular ones that a lot of other people are using. All right, so that's it for now. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Otherwise, I hope you can get out on the water soon and catch some big ones.
There's something about the water that'll give you peace, all by yourself or with your family. Live salt strong and well alive.